We good to go?
Yeah, I waved my hand at least 3 times, Das! God fucking damn it. Professional.
Hello everyone and welcome to tonight's episode of Blood and Sand.
Professional streamers.
Yeah.
We're not even...
I'm good at
I
Dungeons
literally
Dragons
signaled
stuff.
you like 3 times and you still said nothing.
Sorry about that.
Anyway,
I'm gonna die.
Who's
Anyway,
professional here?
What difference does it make? We're all screwed.
So then,
DD.
let's see. Buckley, what happened last week?
Really? You're gonna touch an heroin?
See, the thing is...
We see.
The thing is that nobody else takes notes.
Gonna make you
It
fucking
was
take
It
note.
was like Neroin's worst one.
I feel so bad for him.
Remember that week
So-
when you sucked?
We're going from Dust Haven, well, actually New Grove, to the Dead Mountains, because we've been sent on a quest because of that. And then on the way, we ran into a ancient brass dragon, which apparently just happens to hang out and tell stories, which is cool. And then after talking to him about Galgaron and all that, finding out more about the person that we didn't kill, we then started heading towards the Dragon's Rest, where we knew a possible necromancer was because of death and destruction that happened in New Grove before the day before. Got there, I got fucking wrecked immensely.
Yeah.
Then got trapped in a box, got pushed to the edge of a of where the dragon was, and then as the dragon resurrected, sand started going down. We almost went in, but Blue, smart thinking, boop, boop.
Yay! Immovable rod.
Immovable rod, yep. And then Brunt and Shimmer got out of the box, took down the dragon, killed the necromancer, and then we've basically gotten to standing on top of this pillar because reasons.
Yes, I had to think about the gravitational effects of a forest cage with an immovable rod in place.
We were hanging
Gotcha.
around for a while.
Playing cards, big go fish here and there.
While you're tuned to your boots of flying so that once the forest cage dissipated, you didn't plummet
Yeah.
I was sort of like
Wow.
hanging like this for 5
300
minutes.
odd feet.
I was like hanging like this for 5 minutes until Alistair was like, it's going to be here for an hour, and I was like, okay, I'm going to let go in that case.
So you guys didn't need to worry about the fact that, because to reiterate, you did in fact see at least maybe 10 or so, like bear in mind, you just saw like a depth that just continued down that chasm, which when the dragon rose from, kind of shifted so much earth that space underneath it was exposed, and your dark vision took you so far, but you could clearly see that it would go further beyond. Again, you just saw into a nothingness that you couldn't tell how far it went down, but even like the first layer that you saw was a glistening cavern of these kind of bioluminescent fungi and mushrooms and the like. So that's all you could see from, with the light coming in, illuminating the area. That's all you could see from that, and you could then see like maybe about 60 to 70 feet down from there, you could see another chasm that led even further down into another beyond spot.
I have a question.
Yes.
Did any of this stuff drop anything? Like, did the necromancer stuff on him that disappeared,
Yes,
like when he died, or when he re-died, or...
So, if you wanted to try to find the objects that were lost from the necromancer and from its white bodyguard, you can certainly make an investigation check to try and find it. So Grunt, make an investigation check.
Yes, because I'm an expert in those.
You asked, fucker.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
There's a lot of sand.
Yes, there's a lot of sand. A lot of sand.
that you don't really seem to find anything of them, because he turned to mist and the other one scattered into shards and bone around the area. So
That sucks. It would have been good to have that axe. Got no way to find it though.
well, anyone else can also go check. Just one check isn't the only thing you can do. I say you can make another check if you wanted, and if someone wants to assist someone else, you can do that.
You're the
Also worth noting that being that we've discovered this dragon is in fact sat on above a giant hole, it is possible that there's a horde down there.
I'll assist.
Your sis, okay.
Dragons like having hordes, so there might be reason to go down
we
there.
saw
Just
that it was a cavern, not really like a gold pile.
I don't know if I understand.
No.
We don't know.
So
Oh,
if you were assist,
Alright, I already clicked before I realised he'd clicked.
okay, well,
That's my
when you assist,
that's my
you
assist roll.
No, when you assist, you let someone else roll advantage, or you can both roll. So you either both roll straight or give one person advantage. So
Yeah, I'm giving her advantage.
yeah, that's fair. A little bit of confusion, but I know what you intended. So Delmara, you managed to scouring the area. You do find the skull staff that the necromancer had. The robes and, like, say, the hat that they had have been entirely shredded. But you do manage to find the plate that the white was wearing, and you do find the axe. It's not difficult. It's not difficult to find them all, because they're, large objects protruding out of sand and really opened up areas.
Okay.
But it's more just like Grunt was looking around, but is kind of suffering from a little bit of blood loss.
Yeah, there is that.
He's sort of dragging his face along the floor somewhere.
Just so
No,
if you're
no,
all-
Grunt. No, to give you an idea, Grunt's currently doing the Kratos, where she's just dragging the weapon behind her, bloodied to.
If they're pointing out the sand, then I just sort of point them out to the party and just be like, bit dubious about touching stuff like that, because we've had bad stuff happen before with weird magic items, so...
Don't worry.
I have a question.
That's the holy hand of God.
Pulls on the glove.
Shimmer, yes.
A holy glove.
Are the robes damaged beyond repair, or could they be
They
repaired, like,
are. You observe the robe, like you look at the robes, and they're shredded to the point of very large portions of them have just been torn off and cast to the wind. But these weren't robes; these were. And you look at, and you see faces on it, and there was at least 15 to 20 faces that have actually been sewn
Ugh,
together into the robes.
lovely. Flayed,
Mhm.
flayed skin.
Leatherface.
Okay.
Come on,
So
Tim,
I
look
need
at
more
the
faces
things
then.
and
Gotcha.
What's your
Grunt can
alignment?
help you with that.
Now or before?
Yes.
Yes. Run will help you collect faces, she's not shy.
Never mind on that then, I guess.
I'll go
Was the
ahead
hat
and-
also people?
The hat was not people. The hat just seemed like it was just a larger than average wizarding hat that has since been destroyed.
Sorry, has
As well, when you tear through the robes, you do also find the blade that the necromancer wielded, the longsword.
Longsword, nice.
It's got this.
Apparently we're not taking the Soylent Green robe. Do we want to, if we're not going down the hole, shall we move all this loot somewhere else with us that isn't likely to cave?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I
definitely think we shouldn't leave it here because it's probably dangerous stuff. But I just want somebody to check it before we start picking it up.
The blade itself, you see, is very it's this dark kind of grayed. This is the sword, not the axe. It's kind of like this dulled grayed, or almost like it was silver that's been dulled. It's like very much lots of sheen, and it's almost like there's these strands of metal across the center of it that are like holding in this crackling black or like the crackling blue material. It looked more like a pattern from a distance, but it's clear like this is more. It's almost like the blade itself is like one hollow piece that has this blue crystal embedded all the way up its full length, and then it's just like strapped down with shards.
Ooh, it's pretty. Still can't have it.
Also, you say that, Shimmer? I do actually have clappers, because of blacksmithing.
Oh, sweet.
So
We've been sitting here like we need to move this, but we don't want to pick it up. What do we do?
Also, I'm going to now use my new feat, Flash Recall, and get Identify.
Okay, you have Identify prepared now. What did you replace Identify with?
Locate
Sure.
creature.
Okay, so you no longer have Locate Creature, but now you have Identify.
But what if we need to locate a creature? Maybe.
We take another long rest.
We're about to take a long rest after this anyway. So
Everyone's talking, stop. We're having too many people at once. Narrowin, you were talking, go.
And then I'm going to cast Identify on all the pieces.
Yeah, that'll take 4 casts of it. Do you have enough spell slots?
Ritual cast?
I mean, I do.
Okay,
But,
that's fine.
I mean,
Or are you
if you
gonna-
put them close enough together, can you not do multiple things?
Not
Yeah,
really.
it's...
Something that we.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Well, yeah.
you can
I
ritual
think it
cast
specifically says you have to hold it in your hand.
You choose one object.
Yeah,
Oh,
one
okay.
object.
It's more like the sake of ease that, like, over the course of a short rest, people say, we just throw it into a pile and just identify the pile. So you just, pick one up, look
Well,
at it.
it's
pick one
just
up,
because
look
you
at
can
it,
ritual
one up.
cast it, so it didn't cost it.
Yeah. I'm just asking just ahead, because either he's casting...
While he does that, has the dragon's skeleton, fallen down the hole, or is it, sort of partially, blocking it? Is it, halfway
It's currently... There was so much sand built up around the actual remains of the dragon that it was really embedded in. But now that it's much a looser area, there's just a very, very you're looking every now and again, and over the course of 10 or so minutes, you're just seeing it's still slowly just descending down now. The neck is arcing back now, and the tail is just slumped over. The tailbones are, and they're just slowly pulling down.
So it's slowly sinking in. So if we want to take any parts of it with us, we need to sort of decide now, because soon it will vanish.
I'm good, so if anyone wants something, tell me now.
I don't want to risk
Because
it.
it'll probably be Grunt pulling it out.
Sorry, 2 people talked at once. What was that?
Go on, Nemo.
No, I already said my piece, go ahead.
I didn't hear you, Spook.
I say just leave it.
Okay.
Unless there happens to be another even more badass necromancer around the corner, I don't think someone's going to touch that for a long time.
Well, especially
That's
not
fair.
if it falls down there, but there tends to be even worse shit down there.
Well, we've got to go and stop the down there from coming up here next, so...
You could argue then we probably shouldn't give them a corpse to play with. But I don't know what else to do about it, because I'm certainly not strong enough to pull it back.
Well, all you know that there is a chasm underneath it. You don't know what that's connected to.
Bad stuff.
We can make assumptions. We know what the world
I
is
know.
like.
I'm just saying.
Oh, nearly got it.
Again, maybe it's a chasm to a whole new world.
I push him in
A
the hole.
whole new world.
You have a flying carpet, I'm just saying.
So you identify everything.
Right.
So,
Just
I
waiting for
will.
this. They're going to investigate what the items are, and I've got all of it written down, and it's so good!
While he's identifying everything, if I may, can I take a short rest on this pillow since never...
You can pass the fuck out in a corner.
Excellent.
So, firstly, the staff. The staff is requiring to attunement to either a wizard, a sorcerer, or a warlock. It is it is referred to as the skull staff. While attuned to it, the staff actually chatters to indicate when a magical object that you've not previously identified as not setting off it comes within half a mile's distance of you.
Oh, that could get annoying in this world.
Oh, there's magic
Yes,
things
it could.
everywhere.
Fucking hell, Core's going to be holding on to that stuff, and after 15 minutes, just going to get...
He's gonna start shaking, and everyone's gonna be like, "Are you okay?" And he's gonna be like, "Yes, The noises won't stop.
A magic item came near me.
To give you an idea, you could basically say it won't affect the party, but treat it as if it's it's the equivalent of alarm if alarm was used for magic over a wider area.
So it's a very specific detect magic for new shit. It's a loot finder.
It's also very important because Shimmer, looking at the skull staff. Buckley will convey you this, but when the skull staff is used, it if you use your reaction to perform a counter spell with the skull staff, you add an additional 3 to it. The staff is designed to aid the caster in knowing when mages are coming, and the proper counter is required to beat their spells.
Just to really make sure that because I'm multiclassed into Warlock, I shouldn't have this staff.
You don't know counterspell, shut off. But what if I took it anyway?
Had to beat motherfucker with it.
Dash just goes back.
I can't counterspell. I can
This
beat
annoying
somebody.
fucking half-elf player.
Cannot be attuned to by rangers.
However, it requires attunement to an evil character.
Oh, there you
Kind
go.
of figured out something like that.
Damn.
Well, I mean, Sharon was just talking about, aces on to a new robe, so I don't know.
How evil, on a side note, because yeah, how evil.
I mean,
God
To
damn
be
it,
fair-
guys.
to be fair, I do have 2 skulls in my bag right now.
One is still fresh.
Yes.
One is the guy who used to have this stick.
When a
Yes.
DM says an item requires you to be evil, the answer should not be how evil.
You must fall
Wait,
on the evil alignment spectrum,
Okay,
talking
I
about-
don't
which
think
means
I
you
can-
actively perform
Shut
things
up!
like, necromancy, demonic deals and tidings, or kill babies or kick puppies.
Oh, not
But the-
puppies.
Yeah, exactly.
I've killed a
I
lot
mean-
of creatures.
Not the
We
same.
have made deals with that giant dragon dude who's possibly undead.
Anyway, I don't think we're actually.
Picks up the staff. Am I evil enough? It just turns no.
The actual skull just turned.
Yeah.
It's at the end of the day, alignment is up to the DM.
I'm going to say this right now. You two cunts just stole a joke from me. I was waiting.
High five across the seas.
The problem is when you pick up the staff and identify it, the skull does chatter to you, but it chatters to you in Orin, so you don't really understand it. It speaks the language of air, and you don't.
Cause it's a bird!
I don't-
This might have been some form of very unfortunate Aarakocra or Kinku at some point.
Kenku don't
sorry.
speak Lauren.
This one did,
They understand Orin.
but its bitch is
No,
dead
they-
now.
Considering we're having a rest, can I talk to it?
I don't know.
You try to, but it doesn't answer you.
I don't actually know, I've never played one.
I can't remember. I know the speech is limited to mimic regardless, but...
Oh.
What's the next item then, apart from the staff of uselessness?
Next item.
The next one is the the Black Axe of Kurgat. The massive two-handed great axe, which has enormous blade to either side of it, to the double-sided head of it. Whenever the axe is used, the axe is a +3 to hit and +3 to damage.
Ooh.
That was fucking adorable.
It's like that video of the seal! Ah!
When the axe is used on a target, it causes the target to make a Constitution saving throw. Should the target fail the saving throw of DC 15, they suffer a curse and take 2d8 necrotic damage to their maximum health. Should the attack be a critical hit, and the DC becomes 20, and the damage to 3d8. Should the target not be cured of this within Should the target not be cured of this by the time it reduces them to maximum hit points, the metal shards that course through their veins will have made their way to their heart and brain and proceed to destroy both, killing the target and preventing them from being resurrected without their heart or brain being regenerated.
Well, and that's if they're not cured before dropping to 0.
Yeah, their maximum health has to go to 0.
Dodged the bullet there,
Like-
didn't we, Buckler?
I can make an Iron Man with this.
You can make a what?
Well, Iron Man, the reason he has that thing in his chest is to stop the shrapnel.
Stop the
Yeah.
So I could.
Just
You'd also have to be a massive drunk.
Yeah, that too. Oh, hey,
To
Grant.
say this as well, due to the very cruel intent of this axe, if you choose to attune to it, your alignment becomes neutral evil.
It's only neutral evil. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
This is because, this is just to explain to you guys, this is because this is like picking up the WMD. This is like picking up this is something that you should not use in in active warfare, because it is not a tool of war, it is a cruelty kind of thing. So even that itself, you picking up this blade, knowing how dangerous it is, you are willing to accept the damage it can do to you. But it is a D12 great axe. So. Then there is the blood crusted armor, which the full name is.
So Grunt's non-neutral evil, basically.
I'm just saying it.
I mean, to be honest, that hook has served us so well, it's going to take a lot to make her get rid of that.
Yeah. So then there is the Smith's Bane black armor, which when you pick away the blood, it is like this suit of black armor. And to say this as well, it does not have. It is while it's very highly crafted material, it's like some sort of melding of steels and other very high quality like mithrils together. It does not grant a. If you wear it, you do not ignore critical hit damage. That was something integral to the character itself. So I know that was something from last week. That's because the character itself, he used old undead rules, which is like you can't crit an undead, because what vital organ are you hitting? It was a very stupid rule, but it was fun for him.
And yet you used it!
Yes, because I used it on one creature. One creature. And there was a reason.
Right.
Maybe
So,
Besides, it didn't even come into effect.
maybe
But it is called the Smith's Bane because should a non-magical weapon hit it, the wielder must roll a d20. Should they roll a 10 or less, the non-magical weapon they struck it with is destroyed.
Damn.
Wow.
I'm just figuring that Buckley's having a conniption fit just looking at the armor and how, like, melded and actually forged.
It also grants resistance to radiant damage.
So this is the sort of anti-paladin get-up.
So yeah, shall we collect all the stuff and sell it?
There's
Buckley should do some research on that.
one thing left, isn't there? Is the sword
I-
magical or not?
Yes, this is
I
referred
put
to
the armor
as
to the side.
this is referred to as the Tomb Blade. When this blade is used to kill a target, the wielder may use their bonus action 3 times per day to cast Animate Dead, and rather than turning the target into a skeleton or a zombie, they are raised as a wight. However,
Damn.
like the other tools on this list, it requires... Now, the armor is the only thing that doesn't, but you imagine it's not exactly... It currently stinks of rot and decay because of how much blood's been kicked into it. It would take probably fucking forever to wipe it all out. This does require a lawful evil character to wield. And it must be wielded by someone who would otherwise have the ability to cast Animate Dead. So, like, Oathbreaker Paladins, Death Clerics from
Wizard.
the evil alignment options. a wizard.
It's literally the complete opposite alignment to me.
All of this shit's awful.
Well,
Yes,
what did you
it's like-
expect to find from the bad guys? Oh, they were using a wand of unicorns. Oh, I want it.
I did say I didn't want to leave it because I suspected it was bad,
Yeah, we'll just
and I'm
Collect
glad
it, we
that
can sell it.
we're not leaving it.
No, Nemo, we're not going to sell the evil tools.
No, we're not. We're gonna get
What
them
if the-
destroyed.
what if the hag comes along and says, "Hey, I got some pretties for you," and then we'll say, "Hey, you want all this evil shit?" She's like, "Yeah."
Now.
See,
Because-
see.
It's not
No,
technically selling,
no.
that's true.
What I was actually thinking of.
That's trading for one. Two, we know her well enough.
No,
Yeah.
we
Bullshit.
don't. Not in
No,
this
we don't.
campaign.
Not in this campaign, you don't.
Not in this
Yeah,
You
no.
know where the
campaign.
other ones.
There's a
You
really
know where the
terrible
other
I was actually
voice
thinking of,
screaming in Buckley's head. He has no idea where it's coming from. No! No! No!
I could just
No,
see birds
no, that
screeching.
gnome is going, yes, yes, yes! Because that gnome might get these items.
I could just hear birds screeching, just over and
But
over.
what I was actually thinking of, these
That's
are
the
still
spell stat.
highly magical, well-made material. Probably the right people can dismantle them for parts, and it's probably not worth much to us.
Should you
but, it's
dismantle
still-
a magical item, you lose the enchantments upon it.
Hey, maybe as a good character, we should try and find out where these things were made and destroy them somehow.
I did say, could we please destroy them?
We should probably do that thing.
Well, that's what I meant. There will
Okay.
be people who will be happy to help us destroy them, because I don't know we know how. Although we do have a forge cleric, so maybe we do.
You're gonna
We
say,
could
as a
destroy
forge,
them, or
as
we
a
could
forge
benefit from
cleric.
I'm
them.
pretty sure
I
a
know
force
how to-
cleric is up there when
Too
it
many
comes to
people at
destroying.
once. Narrowin,
as a forge cleric, I know how to dismantle a magical weapon.
make an Arcana check.
Yeah!
Oh, surely he should get advantage because he's a forge cleric.
I was going to say add your proficiency, but I don't think that would boop it
If
much.
there's any class in the entire game which can learn to
that-
take apart
That's a
magic
whole
items, it's
4
forge
that I would
cleric.
add to it, so it
Yeah.
would
I
be
think-
11.
I'll just roll it again. One more roll.
Alright.
We'll count it as having your proficiency added too, so that will be +4 to it, so.
Not sure.
You know there are possibilities of doing so. It would probably require, like, an enchanted tool to do so with,
Right.
or it would require a powerful enough magical item could destroy them. You don't know, like, say, a particular process to, like, melt something down, but there are the realms of possibility of just smashing something should you have a tool powerful enough to do so.
I take my new hammer that I got from the blacksmith and hit it.
What do you
Don't hit the armor.
I hit the longsword first.
Once
Okay.
the armor's wiped out, it's probably pretty useful, to be honest.
Make an attack roll. Make an attack roll with it.
Okay, fine.
Because you are hitting a created object, you have advantage. Created objects and constructs, you have advantage on hitting with that weapon. So I don't think I've even given you the full stats of it because you're just not tuned to it yet. You haven't told me you were going to.
Gwen just picked it up and he's going, ooh.
You remember he has it.
Wait, I can attune to it?
You tuned to it.
Fuck!
You
I
never told me you were tuned to it. It's a magic weapon, or it's a magic tool. You were told it's a magic tool.
Oh, shit! Oh!
We've got a long
Not
rest.
all magic
long
tunes
rest
are
time.
toolable.
Yeah,
Got a long
okay.
rest coming up. Don't worry.
Alright. So it should be what? D20
Make
plus.
an attack roll plus 3 plus your strength modifier, and you have advantage. So, like, copy paste that in the roll.
20.
Is adding like, what, 13 to that?
1d20 plus my strength.
It is a mace as well, so it's a D6.
4 proficiency, 6 strength, 3. Yeah, plus 13. Shit.
So yeah, D20 plus 13, and you do that twice. See whether or not you roll higher on one.
Damn, fuck.
Okay. So Buckley, roll 1d4 for me real quick, And then I will ask you to roll a certain number of other things, but I need to roll that first. Okay, roll me. Roll me 12d6 plus your strength mod, plus your magic bonus. So I think that's 4 for your strength, and then 3 from the weapon. So that's
I have 6 strength. Yeah.
6 strength. So that's plus 4. Is it from your proficiency?
Yep.
Okay, so that's the d6 I told you plus 10.
We're about
I'm
to
gonna stand
recreate.
far away from
We're about to recreate the scene where Thor hits Captain America's shield.
I'm about to recreate.
So bear in mind that's not bludgeoning damage. That's force damage. And you guys watch as like the sword is down on the ground, and it almost quakes in that moment. But you just hear like a low guttural sound coming from the hammer as it swings down, and when it makes contact, it's like a lion's roar. And there's just a shattering, a bright light around it, and you begin hearing wailing sounds as what looks like 4 different spirits arise from the sword and just off into the sky. And as it does, you look down and the sword is shattered.
Wow.
I did it! See, guys!
We're proud of you!
Nicely done.
Woot woot.
Which one was that? That was the.
That was the sword.
Sword. That was the Tomb Blade. So, Tomb Blade, bye-bye.
Wow.
No more lights for you, peoples. Anyway. I guess
I got 99 problems, but a white ain't one.
I bet you if you figure out how to destroy that Smithbane thing, which I don't recommend trying, but if you do, I reckon your god would be chuffed.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna...
To give you an idea, that armor has the resistance against non-magical weapons. Like that effect works for non-magical, but it doesn't. You guys have, you all have magic weapons, and you were all wailing on him. So,
Yeah.
what are you aiming for next, Buckley?
What do you guys think? Axe or staff?
I'd say it was staff. I think we'll work our way up.
I'd
Yeah.
actually like to hold on to the axe just for a little bit. Something I need to look at with that. If you don't mind.
The axe is very much if shit goes down.
The axe is definitely a powerful and cruel weapon. Make a hell of a torture
I
instrument.
joked
I tell
about it
ya.
earlier, but Grunt's not really interested.
So Buckley, you're aiming for the staff. So what you can program this in now just to save us time. Program in Lion's Mace into your weapons, because that's the actual name of it. Because I'll say you'll do this over your long rest anyway. It's a +3 magical weapon.
Strength.
It is a mace, so it does d6. Then d6 with strength mod, and that's a bludgeoning damage. And then you have an additional damage type, and that's going to be what you'll do is you'll roll a d4. It'll only be an additional 3d6 force damage. When you're trying to destroy a magical object, that's when you roll the d4 to see if you have a multiplier to it. So your 3d6 became 12d6.
Oh, shit.
That's what that was about.
Yeah.
Wow, you
You
rolled
get
a
a
4.
multiplier dice. Eek.
Yeah, you get a multiplier when you're trying to destroy something or hit a construct. So you can rip the shit out of stuff that's in your way. And
I'm glad we have this.
I'm just saying, try hitting a building with it.
Preferably one that we don't need.
I mean, there's a tall black tower we can use it on.
That might take a while.
It might be useful next time we're trying to break into a city.
Comes up with it usually like a knocker. Hang on, I'll just see if anyone's home. Everyone's just stood in the background like, what the fuck? This was a home a minute ago. It had magnolia.
Smith.
What?
Hey.
Okay.
Oh wait, I forgot it's supposed to
We
be.
gotta roll the D4.
Yeah. Just roll the d4 now because you're actively trying to destroy a magical item with it.
Yeah.
Program that in a second damage, couldn't you?
Yeah, no, it's
Probably dead.
12d6 again. Now, to give you an idea, whenever I'm only saying this now, but in future, it'll just be you rolling 3d6. I'll ask you for the D4 if you're trying to destroy an object or hit a construct with it,
And then just roll
and
one.
you will just multiply whatever you hit it by. So just roll 3d6 now.
You mean 12d6?
Yeah, no, sorry, 12d6 now, yeah.
Plus the 10.
I'm just letting you have fun now, yeah.
Just watch. If he does actually try to destroy the armor, he'll roll a fucking 1.
60.
So you guys watch as the staff is absolutely fucking shattered.
Puts the hammer down, just breaks it over his knee. There we go. That was it.
The skull chatters like one of those little wind-up teeth sets for like a few seconds before him, for slowly and break.
Oh.
And the staff is now destroyed.
I'm really glad I got the hammer.
So are we.
I thought it was just... Oh, here's a blacksmith hammer.
A rite of passage from this old smith. No, like I've told you before, everyone from that original party got to make a wish on something. This was Leo Crow's wish.
Oh shit, and he gave it to you.
Yep.
I found the blacksmith.
Life goal achieved! Buckley can now retire!
You know, we never got halfway through the campaign and Buckley's there, and aspirations achieved.
Well, you guys have a good one.
You were looking for the blacksmith in the world, but you found the blacksmith in your heart.
He was in you the entire time!
Screaming to get out. And with this hammer I can break my
what
way
else do you want
out.
us- Okay, Buckley, you're very eager, jittery, and your hands are shaking now with an excitement. What else do you want to smash?
I smashed a rock.
Okay, you break the rock, but it doesn't get additional force damage because it's not something that's been created, it's something natural in the world.
Right, anyway.
Creationist theory has been disproven. Dash just told us.
The world was not created by a god!
It was created by
Right.
multiple gods. Actually, no, it was created only by one individual,
Actually.
but I'm not getting into
So am I going ahead and destroying the axe or no?
Nah, hold on to it for a minute. I'm gonna put it in the bag of holding.
So should we try the big one now? The armor, or...?
The armor is the only thing that isn't blatantly evil.
Yeah, that was the thing. The armor's the only thing.
I guess.
And
Phil, I
once
think
we
it's
clean it
God
out,
would have
it's
to get rid of something
probably
called a
useful.
smith.
It is +2 plate. It's just caked in blood that can't be prestigitationed away. You gotta scrub that shit out. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
He's
really
like
mind
flicking
destroying
through
the evil
spells where it's
stuff
like, is there
including the
another
axe,
spell I
but-
can use to clean it?
I mean, I have mending, but that wouldn't do anything.
You have to scrub it out. It's an individual task in itself to purge the blood and the souls that have been tied to it over its years of
You got
use.
to create light spirit.
Greater restoration!
You don't have that spell, Delmar, so shut the fuck up.
That means I'm
Greater
right!
restoration!
That means I'm right!
Do you have a spell slot available for Greater Restoration, Buckley? You reach out and you cast Greater Restoration on the armor. And if it had a curse, it doesn't have it anymore.
Well, that's good.
But it's still can't.
Yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure there's no curses.
Okay.
Because, you know, there was a time whenever we played before with a character when...
You don't know, Buckley. You have no idea.
No, we told him.
You're the dumbass who put your fucking hands in the gloves.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna take this. I regret everything.
Literally
oh,
ran
cool.
away screaming.
Okay, Buckley, you should probably go to sleep now.
Yep.
And Grunt, you should also probably go to sleep.
Grunt's already passed out in the corner.
Cool.
Yeah.
In an uncomfortable position, arms sort of slumped over body.
Several rocks underneath her.
Great, that's the best bed she's had so far.
Yeah. What do you mean uncomfortable?
Doesn't
Throw some dirt on her as a blanket.
Crashed.
Alright, so...
Okay, I'm gonna take first watch.
I will take second then. Actually, no, I think we agreed there was always be 2 people awake on any watch.
I guess we'll take the first then, because I think we're the least tapped out.
Yeah, I'm not too bad at the moment.
Now, question is... Do I unattune from the Sunblade for the lion's mace.
Why can't I have all these magical items?
Or take off the boots. Kind.
Maybe take off the boots? Because you didn't
I was
say
picturing a cleric with just a hammer and a sword charging into battle. Holy just!
Actually,
Is this not
Can
how
can I dual wield them?
You need the dual wielding feat for that shit.
fuck! Damn it!
To do it without disadvantage,
What's your main weapon?
The Sunblade.
The Sunblade right now.
which counts as he has proficiency in it because it was a divine intervention. Solely because
Yeah, but what kind
Yeah.
of weapon is it?
It's a plus
it's a long
two-
sword.
That's what, yeah, fuck them.
Plus, plus,
Welcome to my world.
yeah, +2 longsword.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I'm just picturing him like stabbing an undead and burning it alive, and as this like flesh golem charges him, he just goes, "Nope."
I purge your flesh and purge your armor!
That would actually be a terrible. You would be a fucking scare for a flesh golem. It's like, I'll burn you and I'll break you.
You'd think that'd work on basically any undead, though.
Well, you're not used
Are
to any
undeads technically constructs? Discuss.
Well, I'm going to tell you one thing. That fight would have been a lot quicker if you had that fucking attuned.
Hmm.
It's just like, behold, the greatest white in the world. Boop!
Behold the
Block.
Birmingham screwdriver!
Birmingham screwdriver!
Yeah.
The
Alright.
uneducated, a Birmingham
as you guys
screwdriver
go
is a
to
hammer.
your long rest, I'll put you back over here to the new map that I made up,
It's
And that's what we're gonna do here.
and you,
Yeah.
guys, and you guys are currently at Dragon's Rest.
Look at our map. It's pretty
It's really pretty.
I know, right?
and geographically correct.
Actually,
Get
you know what?
that fucking
Can-
slut out of here.
I just drew this map.
We need a party token now.
Yeah, who's the party token for this one? Probably Grunt, because she's usually the horse. Well, here's the
I mean,
horse
you're not
Grunt
wrong.
pitched.
Look at my grunt. My grunt is amazing.
Actually, you know what? I can take the boots off because I'm not really needing to sneak right now,
There you go.
and that's the only reason we actually.
There's your cart.
There we go.
Hey.
Nice.
Should I put the boots in the bag of holding?
I put them in my bag.
Okay, so. Reckon
Wait, which boots? We've got 2 pairs of boots.
Elven card.
Okay.
Of a kind. Then
Who's got
take
boots?
Hang on! I'm going to sneak now. Bang, bang, bang.
Who's
Oh.
got flight? Boots of flight.
Shall I have them again? Because I've got space for a cheat
Yeah.
with them. Alright, I'll wait.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and give those back to those. And then I'll attune to the lion's mace.
They smell like old Buckley.
That's a good.
Enjoy.
They're a family heirloom.
They smell like several old Buckleys.
Buckley Senior, and then Great Papa Buckley.
Make sure you check for verrucas.
Oh, oh, Veruca!
He became a cleric to get rid of that athlete's foot.
He doesn't have
boots
he
of
doesn't have.
flight.
Oh my God! Wait, he doesn't have athlete's foot. He's got athlete's feet. Ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba.
Okay, so we're going to continue to the mountain once we've had our rest. Or are we going to go back?
I mean, we kind of took all the provisions from New Grove, so I
Yes.
guess onwards and upwards.
Okay.
Unless we want to take a massive detour back to Duskhaven and hope that Greevil's got potions, which not really worth it
No.
for the distance that we got to then travel.
We
back
bought a
for-
lot of potions from Grieville before we left Duskhaven as well. He won't have had time to restock either.
Yeah, so we should just head on.
Also, Narrowwind, because I imagine you will have ritually cast Identify on it as well. Mark down, like, say, under like your feats and stuff, and like, like the stuff on the side, Lion's Bane, and mark down the time it takes to craft any item has been reduced to 1/4 of whatever it takes to craft something. So,
Wait, he already has instant craft. Now it's negative craft.
I just think about.
I've had this item all along.
I think you'll find 1/4 of instant is still instant.
I more mean for the point in fact of if you wanted to make a full set of plate armor, now it takes 1/4 of the time. How do you think Leo Crow made a fucking golem in a month.
Yeah.
Well, he was pissed on 3 barrels
Yeah.
of alcohol.
When he should have rightfully died from that.
Good grog. So we benefit from a long rest, yes?
You will do at some point. Does anyone want to do any
Dice
roleplay
have to
over
roll
here?
first.
Does anyone want to do any roleplay on their watches? You know, the stuff that can.
What I'm asking. That's because we're starting to talk about what we're doing after, and we haven't even rested yet.
Alistair, can I look in the bag of holding?
Why?
Because I want to look for an item.
Cool, tell me the item and I'll get it out.
I want to see. I want to. That whip.
I think that's still in here.
What?
No, he took it back, remember? We got jumped in the middle of the night, and you threw it in the fire, and he took it out of the fire. He took it back. We don't have that anymore.
No, it was thrown in the fire. It didn't burn, and then you put it in the bag of holding.
Yeah,
we
it did get
we
taken
didn't
back.
leave it because we definitely decided we didn't want to leave it.
Yeah, you guys put that in the bag of holdings, but that never got taken
DM,
back.
if we reach in the bag of holding, is the whip in there?
Yes, the whip is still in there.
Oh, okay.
The whip never got taken.
Never had that written down, still. Thought that was given to someone. Alright, so. The whip,
Yeah,
Dell, doesn't like.
it's very accurate.
You have the line mace written down.
I'll write up a thing for it in a second. I had it on my head. I have it like, in person, but I prefer to write it up properly. I'm just looking for something else here. So yeah, you guys continue to go. It's like you guys continue to talk, and I'll write it up for you.
If you pull it out, I basically say, I kind of want Buckby to destroy that.
That's fair. Can he sleep first?
Of course. But yeah. Now that
I sleep with the hammer in my hands.
sort of cradling the hammer.
Hitting the sand every so often. Hang on, break it. Hang on, break it.
When we start moving in the morning, I think I'll ask you to destroy that because I don't want it to exist anymore.
You just made me fucking write down we've got it in the bag of holding and look up how much.
I didn't make.
And now
I did not make you do either of those things.
Fox.
I asked you if you had the whip.
Fox.
I didn't ask you to do either of those things. I could have gone, did you know it's a magical whip that does this and does this? Well, delete all that shit because I want it destroyed.
I want you just.
So what does it do?
Doesn't matter because it's going to be destroyed in the morning.
I accidentally quit roll 20 because I was trying to slow it down. So I can delete the fucking row that you just made me write in.
Okay,
Delete whip,
that's all,
delete.
That's all I wanted to say. Unless you want to say anything.
I don't know if there's anything to say. What were we told to go and do again? We were told to go and stop the drow and Duragar coming to the surface. Yeah?
I
Was
think
that his
so.
wording? Because I can't remember the wording that he said.
No, it's been like literally 3 months.
It's weird. It's only been like half a week.
Half.
Half a week. Shut the fuck up.
My roll 20 is playing up now. So I'll be with you guys in just a hot second.
Maybe since we seem to be stalling, would the DM like to remind us what our task?
The task you were entrusted to do was to investigate Drow and Duragar activity near the Dead Mountain due to acquisition of slaves being a potential danger due to the Drow's high slaver culture and trafficking them to Distun.
Excellent. So, anything to add to that?
Oh, there we go. Sorry, my roll 20's just come back. So, we need to investigate Drow and Duragar activity. So, by investigate, I'm assuming he means put a stop to, which means, I imagine, expendable. Hey, maybe if you hit the mountain hard enough, you'll just break it and crumble it in on top of them, Buckler.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Natural construction
Hang on
there.
a second.
See, this is why mountains get so big. They have no natural pred.
around about anything?
That's up to you.
There's nothing that I need to really go through since we last spoke. I know what I have to do, it's just getting around to doing it. Simple as that.
I can't help you when it comes to talking to gods, I'm afraid.
Keep a look
Are
out
we
around
taking
us.
watch in a particular order?
Oh, Delmar and Alistair are first, which is why we're sort of having our little chat.
Yep. Alright.
So who, you two, you decide amongst yourselves who wants to go next.
Buckley, you should now have the Lion's Bane. I'm going to move it down into handouts.
Grunt's probably going to take the last watch, being that she needed the rest the most.
Yeah, that's fair.
Get an early rise.
Delmar always takes first and last because she only has to sleep for 4 hours.
4. Okay, there you go. You guys do have your rest. I just need to check. I was looking at this a moment ago, so just give me a second.
Yes, I still have missing max HP.
That will have recovered when you wake up the next morning.
Excellent. The DM is looking stuff up. The DM is
How
looking
about
stuff up.
there's going to be 3 watches, I take it then, yeah?
Probably.
Okay, so
Probably.
Alistair, roll me a D3 reel. Just roll /1d3, please.
Back.
This is
Something like that.
I don't need the dot.
Just like that.
Space.
3!
Hey.
Okay.
These small dice.
The third watch, which contains Delmara and fucking is Grunt up on the third watch.
Yep, Grunt was on the
Yep.
list.
All the single ladies.
Well, widower. So
Ouch.
Hey, ruined it.
Wow! Fuck!
I mean, she's single again.
He's not wrong, but ouch.
That was uncalled for!
Okay, I need to check real
Time
quick.
for Grunt to
something.
say, I was thrown from 60 feet in the air, zapped by 3 high-level spells, reduced to single digits, but that fucking hurt.
Yep.
See, that's psychic damage. That's the difference.
Psychic
She can't resist that.
No!
True. Even my mantle spell resist wouldn't help me from Illithid, so I'll just get chewed to pieces.
What watch was I on?
Second.
Middle, I assume.
I'm gonna start cleaning out the armor.
Ah.
Fair enough.
Immediately taken away.
Oh, that's a good
Hello.
sign! It's definitely
Hello,
not
everyone.
cursed, though. Oh, I gotta take this off.
No, you're here. No,
Oh,
you.
You're in there, Blue. You're on the watch.
Oh, I thought it was for sure.
Hi.
I thought it was for
Nope.
Shimmer.
No,
It's
no.
for me,
This is for you two on your watch.
Fine.
So,
the ladies group, as you so accurately put it.
Damar, you will see this first in the dead of night. Grunt, do you have
When do I have what, sorry?
Grunt? Dark vision.
No.
Okay, cool. Damar, you will probably see this, like, you can see a silhouette of something in the distance. Looking up, Damar, you're just like looking around as you do on your night's watch. Probably close to maybe 2 hours before dawn. You're looking around and you can see a silhouette flying about 100 feet up in the air. You're trying to judge from distance and size. It's this weird figure. Like, you can see the silhouette from beneath. You can see these long feathered wings that go out to maybe about 20, 30 feet. But the body is very much so like an animal's. Like, there are 4 legs, and you can't see any details of it from this distance, but a large head, like it's an animal that somehow also has wings, where it probably shouldn't, you know. And you just see it flying, and it is flying from where you guys are. It's flying southwest from where you guys currently are. And it has yeah, it's got a long enough tail as well, maybe about 2 or 3 feet. You see it flying towards the forest.
I can't see this thing, Blue, so yeah. I have to share this information.
Even with your dark vision, you won't be able to see it because it's so far away. She can just.
I don't have it, so I wouldn't even know it's there.
That's what I'm saying. You won't be able to see it if she does point it out to you.
I know.
But what you do see, Dalmara, is as it's flying over, like the sky is kind of dull. There isn't many starlight or activity or anything, but clouds just like push away, and like where this thing passes, you can just see stars appearing in the sky behind it. That's all you see. And I'll move you back.
Okay.
Some ideas. I need you all to roll initiative.
Seriously, or
I'm fucking kidding.
Okay, cool. I was about
Now,
to say.
you Spook would have immediately known if that was a thing because I would have started screaming.
Yeah, that's true.
I would just start going, "Oh God!" Cool, that was a thing.
Right.
Motherfucker is even in the chat and all. Mazdo, you son of a bitch.
What? He's allowed to watch.
I know, but listen.
He likes to watch.
I never get to play with him anymore. I feel sad. I miss my chaotic midget.
When we wake up in the morning, I'll just go, Alistair, you know a lot about creatures and stuff. That's your, like, thing. Do you know
As he
any...
pushes up the glasses.
Do you know any weird, like, animal things that are, like, pretty big?
Gonna have to be more specific.
I mean, I saw a thing last night, but it was, like, really far away, and so I didn't get a good look at it, but it was...
a lie, yeah?
Well, it was flying, so probably not, but it kind of had, like, I mean, it had, like, I guess maybe it had the body of a lion, but again, I couldn't tell. It looked like it had 4 legs, but it was flying, and it was going towards the forest.
Did it look like the chimera that we fought?
It didn't fly over us, so I didn't get a good look. I basically saw its silhouette. I didn't see any details. It had wings, it had 4 legs, it had a tail. That's about all I could see.
Okay, how far
grunt
away
signs
was it?
whether it was feathered or not.
It was feathered, feathery wings. I was able to see that much.
Okay, roughly.
Chimera have leathered wings.
Based roughly on how far away it was, if it was up close to us, how big would it be? As a guess.
At a guess, anywhere between 20 and 30 feet.
So, fairly
It
big.
was pretty big. It looked like it was flying towards the forest. Which direction did it come from? Sorry, Des.
It basically came from a northern direction. You couldn't tell, like, say, maybe it, came in from northwest and then swooped that way to go southeast, or, you couldn't tell its direct, but somewhere north, like, the spectrum of north, between northwest, north, or northeast, it came up. So it would have said, come around from any one of these directions, and it swooped this direction.
Yeah, so it sort of passed, not quite over us, but by us, so it sort of took that path, but where it came from here, it could have come from anywhere. It was going towards the forest.
Okay. The only thing that's coming to mind would be some sort of gigamanticore. But other than that, nothing's really coming to me. Unless there's any additional info that Alistair may be privy to.
Well, it depends on how meta you want to be, because what's your favourite enemy? Monstrosities?
Monstrosities.
Sphinxes are monstrosities. But that's up to the DM.
I would say make would it be a history check or a survival check you'd roll?
Or a nature check? I don't fucking know. DM's discretion.
I'll say make a nature check with advantage.
I will do as soon as my roll 20 stops fucking about.
Advantage.
Grunt signs at this stage, just for some roleplay where he figures that out. That in her original tongue, there is no difference between ravens, eagles, hawks. Basically, it's just birds that eat meat and birds that don't eat.
What roll did you say? Sorry, guys.
A nature check with advantage.
Yeah, I'm letting Blue roll because my roll 20 is freezing for some
Oof.
You rolled a 29.
Well, shit.
Silhouette. But as far as you know, the only creature you might consider it is you studied a lot of books and you heard a legend of a hero whom needed to perform a great trial in order to win the hearts of a maiden somewhere in the world, whether or not this was detailed or otherwise. And the book went into great details about the creature it encountered as its trial, which the creature itself tested him. And it was referred to as some form of sphinx.
Okay.
And that is it. I moved back.
Oh, it's a bear. Oh, it's a blue.
Oh, the name
Oh, it's a me.
Mario.
Well, based on some of the extraordinary creatures we've seen, it could be a creature of myth known as a sphinx, which is its Latin term.
So, the Latin.
The draconic term.
That's the draconic pronunciation. It's
But believe you mean a sphinx.
That's the one. I can't do the
Bless you,
It's
Marilyn.
called
A sphinx.
A sphinx.
We're not talking
The
about
sphinx.
what goes on in your regions.
We don't have meta pigeons. We have meta sneezes.
A
A sphinx.
Yes.
Okay. What does that mean?
I don't know an awful lot about them. I know that they don't live in swamps.
Okay. Well,
They are.
well, it's not going
You were
towards-
aware of, with that fucking roll, you were aware that they are ancient creatures of the world, incredibly rare, very rarely ever leave any form of a lair that they would have, and they are almost exclusively good-aligned creatures. Whenever they are encountered, they often set trials for heroes to earn their favor, but sometimes heroes fail these trials. But it is not out of their volition that they cause harm. It is more of a trial was set, you failed the trial, this is the result.
Good job, Blue. You saw Ho-Ho.
No, you want to see Ho-Ho, go to fucking SKT.
It's called Haru.
Yeah, I fucking know.
Well, I meant that more as in an incredibly rare creature to see out in the open. Hey, look, you found one! Okay.
Did you by any
I'm
chance
gonna be a Pokemon master.
see if it was male or female?
No way.
I would not know how to tell that apart, I'm afraid.
I
Couldn't tell from apart.
Incredibly obvious.
Okay, remember when I said that it was like, a good sort of,
The fact that you could
far
see this,
away.
I was merely
The fact
asking
that
if it was quadrupedal or quintrupedal. It's a simple question. If you don't know, you can simply say you didn't see.
It had a tail. It was definitely a tail.
Cool. Okay, just asking. They're mostly good line creatures, so it's either an old friend of Scylla's going around for tea, or the end of the forest.
Grunt signs
Yeah,
that she wouldn't
that's-
mind having a chat with this aspect of the whole.
bitch, that means you have to talk.
Well, unfortunately, it
You
is
know
sort
that.
of going the opposite way to where we need to be going, so if we want to investigate it, it's going to be a bit of a diversion. But if you say it's a good thing, then maybe we should hope it's fine? But you said they don't normally leave their lair, so maybe it's not fine?
If I was a betting man, I would say that over his time on this planet, Scylla has probably made a lot of connections, and he has probably called on this creature of knowledge that's very ancient to help deal with the corruption that was spreading in his forest from when we originally fought Brutak, and it was Brus something. I couldn't remember.
dragon fucker.
Right.
Anyway.
You mean Slarlak?
Should we?
No.
We fought both of them in that forest.
No, not
Nah.
no. Afterwards, when we were being chased by Brutok and
Oh, right.
we
Realised-
actually had corruption actually literally chasing us down. And then I've also had the dream since then on how we can cure that, but we need the heart of a fiend to do so.
I mean, maybe we should message Siler and tell him that information. That's probably important for him to know.
Okay, well, Buckley can relay that information of we found a way to do it, it's just not convenient.
It's still probably important that we
Speaking of, I need this ready horn identified. I only half know what it does.
Sorry, what, sir?
This horn.
the horn of the Valkyrie that she used.
Half identified.
It's not of the Valkyrie.
Is it not?
Horn of the Forest.
Oh, horn of the forest.
Forest
It
Valkyrie,
has a
same
name.
thing to
Wait
blood.
a second. I've got it
No,
written
it
down.
was
It
Storm
is
King's
the-
Thunder that we had the horn of the Valkyrie.
And you guys
It's the
gave
horn.
that
It's the horn of
to-
sin.
Alright.
Sin.
That doesn't sound like something you should be using.
Sin, not Sin. I think it might be short for sin. Or something.
Should it be identified, you will discern that that item is essentially a limited use conjure woodland creatures. So you can either use it to conjure weak fae or creatures like beasts.
Beast.
But
And when you
it
say limited
is-
use, do you mean
It has, because you've used it twice, it has 3 charges left. After which,
Okay.
it will just be a very large ornate warhorn. And I decide what shows up whenever you fucking use it.
Based on where we are. We're in the desert. Armadillos appear. Dun, 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 dun.
No, Spook, these are combat efficient armadillos, they're doomadillos.
Go for the ankles, boys!
Owner of the Dimsdale Doomadims.
oh my god, those armadillo lizards are so
Armadillos.
cute. But anyway,
Oh, the dim.
Okay.
They have jittering speech that turns people mad. Oh no, the there's like 6 of them going, oh no, the
Could Buckley, could you send a
Ah,
message
yeah.
to Scylla and send him the important information we've learnt about how to remove the corruption?
Yeah, let me just get sending prepped then. Fuck, I gotta get rid of something else.
Yeah, you're still making your list for the day, so I'd say you could have it prepared for the day if you want.
we've had our long rest.
You wouldn't. Yeah, you guys have woken up the next day. I would say, Narrowin, you don't need to use your feet. You could just say, oh, I'm going to prepare that today because it's in the morning while you're getting your list ready. It's like, I don't fucking do that as well. Like you do it over breakfast kind of thing.
Right. Okay. Sending, and then I'll cast sending. 3 out. But for you sending to then tell Scylla. We need a fiend heart to then get rid of the corruption in the forest. Right.
You have very limited wording on how you can do it. You are aware that you're required to pour holy water into a fiend's heart and then squeeze it onto the corrupted ground. So you have to word that in 25 words or less. So, how do you word it?
Pen and paper. Let's. Dear Siler. We know each other, so I can probably skip the dear. Just put Siler.
Let's see here. Okay.
Does it count words, or does it count the breakdown of words?
Hyphenated words count.
3 words left.
I'm not sending any of that.
He's right. He's clearly
I'm
pressing
fucking with you.
He's writing in the same. we just
I'm
added
doing the
it.
annoying thing Travis does whenever Laura tries to cast sending. He just goes do 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 do. You would have run out after saying the shit. My favorite is when it's how many words do I?
How many words do I? You can respond to this message.
No, that was how many words do I have left, and that was it.
Please stand
So-
by.
Also, Delmara, essentially, while there was already stars in the night sky, it did increase the population of stars in the night sky. Like, either they were hidden and made visible, or they were almost like a cloak over it, like anyone looking up to the night sky wouldn't see it, but would see the stars instead and be drawn to them.
Yeah, I'll mention that as it flew, it seemed to clear the sky.
Mr. Blue Sky.
Sending spell then to Scylla with the wording: need holy water plus fiend heart, then squeeze onto the corrupted areas.
Lots of.
That's 13 words. You have 12 left.
My audio just went.
Lots of.
You have-
Buckley Calibra.
In order
You have 12. You have 12 words left, Buckley.
to remove the corruption.
Yeah, to remove the corruption.
Okay.
Hugs and kisses. Sphinx inbound.
Lots of love, Dawnbreakers.
I was half expecting it to go a different direction, like place in a preheated oven.
Yeah, pour holy water
Just stick
onto
something
the
really
bar.
helpful on the end as well, just like Peter, necromancer. Don't worry.
So, do you try to add anything about a necromancer or a sphinx or anything to that, Buckley? You got like maybe 3 or 4, like maybe 5 or 6.
Also, Sphinx, maybe area.
Maybe area.
Maybe in the area. You had enough words for that. Sphinx, maybe in the area. 5 words. So there's a good minute and a half where you're waiting for a response. I'm not going to ask how you learnt that, but thank you immensely. Also, I have already made contact with that individual. Will give shit for being spotted.
Oh, we just pissed off a legendary creature. Add it to the list.
No! Scylla's about to piss off a legendary creature.
Don't,
You dumb fuck, you got spotted!
don't name drop us.
Won't name drop.
Don't tell him your name, Del.
Fuck, I got that smooth.
Tick, 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 ding. Oh.
There's so many stupid.
8
stuff
intelligence!
in-
Minimum, I've got 8 intelligence.
Right. Anything else before we head out?
To the dead mountain.
I'm kind of tempted to send him other stupid shit, but no.
Ask him how his day is.
I'm glad you didn't ask us how we knew.
Confucius say only
He
when
literally
mosquitoes
said he
lands
wouldn't
on
ask
your
you how you
testicles
found
do
that
you
out.
learn to solve problems without violence.
I had a dream.
A song to sing.
So- Solve problems without violence? What is this? Bioshock? Bioware?
Insert a SpongeBob meme. Maybe we can fix this non-violently.
That is the most on-point thing for Blood and Sand ever. So, as you guys hitch up and get
Want me
ready to move
to
on...
do something? There was something that Del possibly wanted Buckley to do.
Yes, there is. I was gonna wait, but
Del is in 2 whips and chains.
I'm really
So,
not. That's why I
the
want to
whip
destroy it.
is... The whip is pulled out, and it's presented on the ground. The 3-pronged hooked whip. It's, wrapped up and left down. And, Buckley, do you want to smash it?
Yeah. And also, because I actually just happened to think about it in my head. You know the noise that fucking Ed makes? Just like the... That's what...
To give you an idea, whenever this hammer strikes a construct, it makes a dull lion roar. Almost like
Oh, yeah,
echoes
no.
like 100 feet away.
Yeah, I know that. But that's the noise that Buckley makes whenever he uses it, just...
Oh, is it narrowing when he's fucking stressed?
That's what lions sound like.
No, we've all seen that video. Lions are like, oh,
Ooh.
And roll a d4.
Yep,
So-
that's sucking salt law.
That's only 15.
Thankfully, it's not a magic weapon of a particularly high quality. It just is magical for the sake of resisting breaking. So you smash it, and you just watch as you don't even like strike down hard. You tap it, and it just crumples to dust, like shards of it. They're just blown off into the wind.
I did it!
Thank you. I kick the sand over.
Good
I kick the sand
hammer.
over it to make sure that all the dust is blown away.
Good hammer.
Sorry, I'm being distracted by 15 seconds of a black baby lion roaring.
Sounds like cider.
Wow.
Wow. So,
are we moving on to the mountains?
Head on to
you'll
the
move on to the Dead Mountain, yeah? Okay, as you guys prepare to take off towards the Dead Mountain, it'll take you, following the road with the cart, it'll take you about a day. Oh, no, sorry, you don't have a cart, you have horses. I just have
Yeah.
the cart as a symbol. So you're on horseback for everyone, and
It's roughly
you...
around 90 miles.
and it'll be half of it, so you can at least get 45 miles to 50 miles in a single day. So by the evening of the second day, you'll arrive at the Dead Mountain. So as you guys are traveling, we will take a quick break. We'll be back by 10 o'clock.
Cool.
Okay, bear it back.
Don't go anywhere, troublemakers.
And we're back.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So, you begin traveling your way towards the Dead Mountain. It takes the better part of 2 days to actually make it there, and it's close to dusk by the time you actually arrive at the bottom of the mountain itself. It's easily half a mile's distance to get up towards the entrance you know of, between carefully navigating up a very steep path. The thing with the Dead Mountains path is that it's carved at points to make it so that you could only, like, say, travel. You could barely travel, like, say, atop horseback on it, and if it was an attacking effort, it'd be fucking impossible. But you guys can carefully navigate up if you want to bring your horses up with you, or if you want to leave them down here.
In our travel from Dragon's Rest to Dead Mountains, I will also have sent a message saying, Necromancer and all creatures defeated. Also, Ancient Dragon resurrection stopped.
You will have a response back of, "Thank God and thank you all. It'll be greatly appreciated. Let us know when you're coming back. Love and soul. Thanks. Hugs and kisses."
Hugs and kisses. Mwah.
I think that's just above his word limit.
No, he still had words. He still had enough. I think he maybe have only like 2 or 3 words left, but he's got enough.
Yeah, like how many words is XOXO considered?
XOXO is considered, considering like it's written as if it's one word, it's considered.
Oh, there you go.
If he paused in between, then he's fucked, but he didn't. So you guys are traveling, and it is just hitting into the stormy weather. It is just hitting into the stormy weather as you guys make your way to the bottom of the Dead Mountain. Rather than before, where whenever you came by the Dead Mountain, you went for more of a northern-eastern side. This time you're actually following the road itself, and now that you're aware of it, you begin looking around, and curiously more than anything, like, you guys take a little bit of a detour. And maybe 600 to a kilometer, 600 meters to a kilometer away from where, like, the road is up to the point, there's the remnants you can see of a massive battle. There are many bodies here that have not been tended to, that have just been left to the left to nature itself, but a very clear indication of where there was dragon's breath here, as you can see that there are probably 20 to 30, only you can really call them statues, just frozen in ash and fire.
Cool. You said a storm's coming?
Storms here.
Okay. Is this area particularly sandy, or...?
This is more dried earth than anything else. A lot of cracked soil.
I did say this was
Runt's going to sign that we're going to need to find shelter for the horses.
I mean, I don't know what kind of shelter there is around here, apart from if we can find a cave inning, but I don't know how long the horses are going to last if we're dealing with whatever's inside the mountain.
Yeah, we could be several days, and if we tied them up, we were probably tying them up to their deaths.
Yeah. Can we take them with us?
Yeah.
Probably safer for them.
They could die.
I know it's not
Either way,
ideal.
they could die. If we leave them here, they
I
could
know,
die from
but if
exposure.
we tie them here, they're pretty guaranteed to die in a sense. In a, not
Well-
sandstorm, but, you know.
Actually,
If we leave them here, they could die from exposure. If we take them
Yeah.
with us, they could just get murdered by creatures. So either way,
I'd
they
feel
may
better
end-
taking
well,
them
I
with us.
mean, really, the thing too also is the one horse is
And Soul's Eye, of course.
so I mean, really, if we give this slap on the ass, the other horse probably follow it back to New Grove because it probably knows its way back.
Whilst you've not really like interacted with it much, the moment you mention slapping its ass, it gives you a stern.
If
I don't
figure
know,
of speech,
one of
figure of
these...
speech.
Haven't I had a conversation with one of these horses?
No, none of these horses were the ones you had a conversation with.
Oh, sorry. I thought we took one that we knew. Never mind.
I don't think horses work in the same way as like pigeons, Buckley. You don't really slap them on the ass and then they run back home. They're more kind of run for a bit and then go, why are we running? Ooh, grass. So,
They'll usually go find somewhere, pleasant that isn't a storm area.
Don't
sort of
think
thing,
he'd
but,
appreciate us letting this horse loose.
yeah, probably not. Alright.
As you guys
yeah.
speak about like the option of sending it back, the horse itself, like just and like stamps to the ground and like motions eastward, like it has a general sense of the direction it will need. It's almost like this is a creature with a decent intelligence.
See, whatever the hell you.
So it's not grunt.
No, it's actually
That's
smarter
actually
than
got a fairly good intelligence.
If we
yeah.
set,
She
after you,
go on, Del. No, it's okay.
if we set the horses loose and we come out a-okay, we either have to teleport back to Duskhaven or we walk back.
Oh, we can teleport back safely this time because there's no force gauge limiting Buckley.
I know, but okay.
I mean,
Well, for this exact reason.
We may want to go to New Grove, but I suppose we can just send them a message.
Yeah, but from Duskhaven we can get more horses to get back to New Grove.
Okay,
Or we can just
I mean-
get a lift.
fair enough. We'll send them back then. If they see,
Yeah.
if you trust they know where to go, they're just horses.
If you give Grunt 10 minutes, she'll actually talk to them.
Oh yeah.
Do that.
Grunt starts her ritual.
You begin your ritual and you begin speaking to the animals, but you actually have to verbalize what you're saying. No, you
might
you
speak animal.
speak.
It doesn't seem.
You have to give you an idea. You speak common, and they can understand it, and you can understand whatever they say.
Really, I thought I spoke horse, but anyway.
Nay.
That's the magic of it.
I
Yeah,
think it's
okay.
one of those
Anyway.
things where it's vaguely worded into just you speak so that they can understand you.
That's
Yep.
why I'm saying fucking speak.
Anyway, it's part of my totem thing, so she's
Yes,
certainly
I know.
not concerned about that.
So you do that.
Yeah, and I'll speak to Aeon Soul's horse because he's probably the smartest of the bunch. Like, do you want to head back? Are you okay taking these other horses with you?
I'm confident I know what way I need to go to return to my master.
Okay. You stay safe.
some high horse he is.
When we are over the horizon and out of your
He
sight,
looks
I will
at-
eat these horses.
He looks towards Buckley, who said that. He can't understand me, can he?
No, not a word.
Fancy little forge cunt.
They
Very
talk a
eloquent
lot,
for a
but
horse.
Something you don't understand. All you see is.
It's amazing
Stop,
how
stop,
the horse
stop.
can understand
Wait,
us.
can these other people can they hear what I'm saying to this horse or not?
They can hear what you're saying in common.
Okay. I'll just respond to the horse. They say much, but they understand little.
Very true.
Wow.
Wow.
Says the person who says nothing.
Grin
Yeah.
speaks once every 6 months and she chooses to insult us.
Grunt flips her the bird.
I will also emphasize that I can understand everything you all say, regardless. But I understand you performed a spell that I can now that you now understand me.
Yes,
Quite.
thanks to the totem of the bear.
Hmm. I have no idea what that is, but okay. Very well then. I will return to my master, and I will bring these fledglings along.
Stay safe. If the way you're going goes too dangerous, consider heading south to the old forest.
They are safe with me.
Good luck. Good luck, and may your horse go with you. I don't actually say that.
Bitch, you best not. Get a fucking hoof in the jaw.
Out of character. This is high. Oh my fucking god.
Fancy a spot of polo? It's the game with the hole in it.
The what? What is Polo the game? Never, anyway.
Oh boy. D&D.
Somebody wasted a lot of money on that.
Yeah, no. It's like some like 3 or that.
It's got holes cut in its hat for the ears.
Yep.
That is an incredible waste of money.
Yeah, it is. It really
Or
fucking
the
is.
excellent thing to spend money on. One way or the
No.
other.
Anyway,
It would have cost a mint. Anyway, shall we move on to the mountains?
you all begin making your way in. So it takes you tonight to actually get to the mountain itself. You go up, and you're eventually getting somewhere where you do get a bit of wind as you do travel, and you do find the while there isn't, say, much of a courtyard or anything on the exterior of it, it is just that stone wide door. It's a very large entrance to it, and probably about 30 feet wide, and you make your way in that one, and that is where you enter in to that large square room, which when you do so, you look over, you look around. The entrance to the Underdark that you have seen previously that was here, it's more or less exactly how it was prior. But you see the golem that was left here at the door, caked in blood, and there are about 5 Duragard just around it.
Are they like aggressive to it, or what are they doing?
They're dead.
Oh,
Is
okay.
the golem functional?
Perfectly functional. Well, it's entirely motionless, but it's caked in blood.
Okay.
Its eyes are glowing white. Somebody thought it was a good idea to try and swing at it. They found out that was the wrong move.
So
I'm
good
just
idea to
gonna
leave
go
the
up
golem.
to it first and check it isn't like cranky.
This creature that has no emotion looks at you. Acknowledges
When
your
I say
presence.
not cranky, it's not likely to just lunge at anybody.
Don't worry, I can handle it.
You step close to it. You step close to it, and as you do, it does not strike you.
Righto.
Did a good job then.
I'll just.
Oh, our job's here is done.
You hear a voice come out to you. No matter who you are, I would advise staying away from the creature. It's had a vile temperament against anyone who tries to engage.
Do you
From
recognise the
behind.
voice?
Yes,
I figured.
it's Pratak, and she's saying this from behind the golem in the room.
Hi.
Oh, it's you.
Yeah, that's how everyone else reacts as well.
Begin testing.
In fairness, I have a decent reason to have that mentality.
No, that's
How have
fair.
you been? Has there been any update? Any change? Any development?
Well, I mean, how do you feel?
Like I've been caged.
But
Again.
just pulls out a clipboard and takes a little tick box.
Right, okay.
So you're feeling neglected.
Caged. Right, okay. Have you been sneezing? Throwing?
I have been well fed.
If it makes
I
you feel
have
any better,
somebody
people
who-
outside care about you.
Make a persuasion check. Versus her insight. To see if you're talking bullshit.
17.
Let's get a persuasion check. Let's see. Dragons.
It's to open up your dragons folder, there's like 50 entries in it.
Look at all the dragons I get to meet. This
No, it's
one's
only
got a different
6.
colour.
There's only 6 because Galgorn's not in there. Galgorn and Ansul aren't in there. They're in the Duskhaven section because it's easier to find them. Okay. Just checking that was like as it is. This would be a.
I'm mildly upset somebody's trying to persuade somebody without me.
My
Why?
defense, I didn't think I was going to have to make a roll.
Grunt's gonna go up to and give her a quick hug.
The golem is pretty much barring the entrance.
Does it actually get in my way? Or...
It's not gotten out of your way. It's been in your way the entire time.
Okay, I'm going to assume that the entrance. Okay. In that case, I'm going to give the golem.
I will hug
For the rare moment you see Grunt try to like reach around something and can barely get her arms around the way, like the torso of it. Like she can get maybe to where it would have the equivalent of like a rib cage on both sides, and she gives it a hug, and you just hear a tunk as she does. The golem does not seem to acknowledge it. Now she's got blood on her.
I'm concerned that this entrance is
so
apparently
she
still
doesn't know
blocked, and yet there are Duragar here. That's unfortunate.
I feel like
It's appreciated,
I feel like a cave in his
but considering how people have reacted to me, you can understand my hesitation. No matter what Mera keeps trying to tell me.
Well, we met a friend of yours, I think.
Yes.
Did you now?
Yeah.
Who would be so brazen in this day and age of our mighty Galgarond to ever refer to themselves as my friend?
K-Tog.
K-Thug.
From you can see past the golem's exterior, because while they're a bulky form, you can still see her. She's more or less sat down, arm over a knee kind of thing in a corner, and she does actually pull herself up and get closer towards the entrance. And as she does, you can just see the golem leaning towards that side more. You saw him.
Yes.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in years.
He's been avoiding trouble.
Smart boy, he always was. I guess he was asking about me and everything that was happening.
Not
I
specifically.
imagine he didn't consider me a friend for long.
We weren't 100% honest with what had happened to you. We felt perhaps it would have been kinder. He seemed sorrowful.
He wears his heart on his sleeve. He's a good person. Always was.
How close
The only
is she?
person that could ever. The golem's a 10-foot, it's pretty much like a 10-foot fucking cube of a unit.
Mm-hmm.
So she is maybe 15 feet from you guys, and you can see her face through the golem's body blocking her. Essentially, it's if she tries to get out, it will grab her, but it's between her and you.
Can I see from this distance, because I've got good eyesight, if there's any more of this thing going on in her eye that was happening last time? Has it gotten worse?
Make a perception check.
Do so.
Yeah. She getting some more crow's feet, or
She has crows. Well, in this humanoid disguise, she does have crows feet, but
I love this city.
hello. You look towards her as she's in this space, and while she does have bags under her eyes, tired, there's definitely not more of that darker style to the side of her face. You can't really see from this distance if it's lessened, but it's certainly not worse. But you can just tell that there's, especially make an insight check actually, because you're focusing on her while she's talking.
Okay.
That's the wrong character sheet. This would just be this. You can definitely tell that when she's speaking about Kathag, that she's definitely got an interest and concern for him. She doesn't seem remorse, or she doesn't seem negative when she's referring to Galgron. She's very condescending, but with him it's definitely a place of endearment that she has with him. And I'll move you back up.
Okay.
That song is lit.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome back.
So, has there been any change in your side of things aside from that? It's good to hear of him. We don't hear each other. We're not a race that essentially go around buddying up, so whenever we don't speak to each other for a long time, we get worried. It's good to know.
Oh, and then also, we told Galgron you're dead. Got pissed at me.
Very
Yeah.
pissed. Yeah.
Wait.
Very, yeah.
Wait, what? You lied to him?
Yeah!
Yeah, and it nearly ended horrifically.
Yeah,
I
I
was about to say, you're even here.
Yeah.
How did you?
It was
Grunt-
Miss
Grandsigns to
Too many people at once. Delmar first, because Delmar was the one I heard first.
It was Mr. Cleric here was able to. Well, he tried to cast a spell on us, and only Buckley was able to resist it. And thankfully, he was also able to persuade him that he was being truthful in that regard. Though he was obviously suspicious because he could tell Buckley had resisted the spell he had tried to cast on us.
Mr. Buckley, is it?
Calibra. Buckley's my first name.
Calibra, then. You have just done something that a very few people have ever been able to do, which is lie to his face. I thank you very much for deceiving him that I'm dead.
Right.
Because should he be aware that I'm still alive, he would have probably gone looking for me or sent somebody too.
That was kind of why.
And the fact that I'm imagining you are not having this golem set in on me is the fact that you've not yet decided to kill me.
Of course not.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Because, I mean, we're not exactly, sure of everything, going on in this world, especially with what we've learned, in recent days.
And what have you learned in recent days, Mr. Calibra?
A lot of shit, yeah.
Everybody's shit.
Yeah.
Presume the worst, and then you're only pleasantly surprised.
Someone
much.
gets it.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
It's almost like I've had to live in a world of monsters.
Yes, it's unfortunate that we had to extend that tale to Caithag, which is why he was so distressed. We didn't want word getting out.
Was he bothering you for a while about asking to see me?
Yes.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure you were put in a proper grave.
Yeah, he would have tried to have flown me to a resting place.
We tried to assure him that it was better if he didn't see you.
Besides that as well, he wears 1,000 faces because he's lost a lot of people he loved. And his stories are what keep people alive, telling tales of people and their legends. And he wears their faces whenever he goes so that as long as other people can recognize that face as something, they're not truly gone.
Oh.
Good to know I'll live on even after I die.
Everyone does. He just likes to make sure that even people who the world wouldn't see as important, they're important to him.
Took the edge ever so slightly off that.
Such a backhanded compliment.
Again, Alistair, I've done allegedly more on you. Still nothing.
You only learn new things from a legend lore.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nothing.
But if you know everything about the person already, it's a moot point.
I don't like where this conversation's going.
I'm just explaining
Why does every
why.
conversation devolve into insulting Alistair?
I'm just saying why the spell wouldn't work.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
already know any legends that he's been tied to. That doesn't mean that if someone else were to perform it, they wouldn't learn. It's just you already know it.
So you're still
It's
alive
as if you were
and
asking from.
You're relatively happy.
No, I'm
You
not.
have a job
It's
to
okay.
do.
Relative is definitely the key word.
I'm currently being entrapped, and every day I get a visit and asked how I'm doing, and I get... That's about it.
Cool. Let's deal with the Underdark problem until we have an answer to this one.
We've noticed there's some Durgar bodies here. I don't suppose you know why they were here. Did they say anything?
I'm assuming they fell from the sky.
They got very interested... Well, I heard them originally. They got very interested in me and very interested in this golem. And when they wanted to threaten me, saying that a beautiful woman like me would make a great slave, they tried to push past the golem, and I had a joy watching. However, and she just reaches down for a small stone or something, and just flicks it past the golem, and towards the cave-in that's to the Underdark, you just see the stone passes through it.
Wonderful.
Aha!
They're not that clever.
But they are
That means
Grunt's going to use her proficiency in Disguise Kit, which we interpreted to War Paint, and she's going to take all the blood in the golem and make him look all pretty full with War Paint.
Okay, well,
As a
it's more
warning to others.
smeared, but yeah, you can try. The golem does not resist
just gets out
you
a
because
painting set.
You were doing this while everyone was talking.
Yeah.
Make a disguise skill check while you do, but as you guys are continuing this,
What attribute?
Dex, because you're trying to be deft. Well, you have to try and be deft. As you guys try to turn away, wait, hang on. I have to ask. How's my boy?
thriving.
That's all I really want to hear. I did not want this to happen because of him. Didn't want any of this. He doesn't deserve this pain. Just, I know you think little of me. When she moves away and sits herself back down. But I didn't want any of this.
We will return when we have the means to fix everything. Whenever that is.
There's nothing to fix.
I'm gonna insight check her.
Go ahead.
Goodbye.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Doom.
Yep, down he
Yep.
goes. I'm wondering if I should take my headset off and... I don't know, for the stream.
I always told him to move the camera.
He always moves the camera because he thinks we can lip read.
I wish I could lip read. That'd be awesome.
None of us can lip read.
You can get the feet.
Tamara can lip read.
His camera just not staying where it's supposed to be.
He just fights with his camera like this. I'm listening, Dad.
I'm trying to give lore.
Do you think she knows the dragon in Dragon's Rest?
Me,
I forget, did we identify that dragon?
Tamara identified it as red because of the horn shape.
But wasn't
Yeah,
a
but-
particularly like wasn't a name dragon that was famous in history, was what we were told.
Did the camera win?
No, it's because I know you bastards read lips.
Ah yes, we are.
Oh
proficient
yes,
in that
we're
skill.
renowned for that ability.
Okay.
It's one thing I've learned in all my time in a warehouse: how to lip read.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
It's imperative that I'm able to lip read Romanian people. If you say cunts like that,
He's having a stroke.
Yeah. Right. Anyway,
Anyway,
to the deep dark we go.
Also, if you speak to Merok, please ask him to at least get me some wine.
Last I checked, you'd already drank it all.
Sounds about right.
Do we have any wine in the bag?
I don't.
I'd assume I'd probably have some.
Yeah, you took a few bottles before you left.
Oh yeah, those drink bottles.
It just has a label on it written by Shimmer that says, "In case of children, drink heavily." Oh, good. Now another plan.
It's uncorked. Or, sorry,
Dealing
excuse me.
with you two, I probably drank it already.
No, that's the other bottle of wine you have. But this is never been uncorked. But you do have a bottle of wine. It has Draconic on it that just says Dragon's Tongue.
I pass it to her.
You like lean in and you pass it over. You see her hand reach for it. Thank you. I take it I won't be poisoned by this.
As you said, if we wanted to kill you, we probably would have done it.
Don't think he's above trying to poison me to make me suffer.
I am.
He already thinks you're dead, remember?
So far as you tell me.
I have my integrity as a hunter.
Run signs that she can take a swig to check if she
What
Is
wants.
that like a Boy Scout kind of thing there, Alistair?
You have a hollow sounding chest. Donk.
It's 'cause it's empty.
No, because you've had a hole in your chest!
Yeah. Your fault.
DM's fault.
Your fault. You're the crossbow.
Don't use that crossbow anymore.
How did
Anyway.
the war paint go? The
You basically gave it some sort of Dragon Age Origins vibed kind of face. Like, what you would give to a face, you've just done on the chest in Dragon Age.
Nice.
Like, all the kind of like spirally illustrations. You just like doo, 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 doo.
may that serve as a warning to others.
In Goliath, in Giant, you just wrote in the top, like on their shoulder, "Fuck off."
Yep, that's exactly how you'd write it too.
Okay, so you guys step through the major illusion, and you see that it is indeed leading down into this very deep cavern. It just spirals further and further, and
What the fuck?
no, the Iron Golem is not mangled.
Immediately, no.
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 The Iron Golem is not mangled. It mangles people, it's not mangle. It got made by that fucking hammer, it's anything but mangled.
All those in favour of renaming the Iron Golem Mangle say aye.
Aye.
No!
Hey.
Because here's
I
the thing,
say
you can say
no.
whatever you can say whatever else you want, but I'm the D.
So when we get back to Mangle.
No! Don't make that a fucking joke, I'm telling you now. I'm literally about to put you in the Underdark. Do you want this? Do you want this?
So that nerve touched.
No, because I know you and you'll beat a joke to death.
Yeah.
Like a dead dog.
Like a mangle.
Anyway, Underdark. Let's go.
So you begin entering the room that is here, and it is a it's like the similar rooms in here. It's a very dwarven design, but you can just see like in the left-hand side corner away from you guys, it's just like the entire corner has just been broken inward, and it is just a tunnel that has been carved somehow all the way, and it just leads. It's not that quite that, but it's close. You begin making your way down. I need to get a list of how you are traversing. Who is at the front? Who is at the back? Where are you all in the middle?
I think you're probably going to be taking the lead.
Yeah, should be at the front.
In the middle because I can't see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'll take up the rear.
Oh.
Cool man.
Oh, okay. Where do you
Probably
want
be in
me?
the middle.
I can't
Don't have
see either.
eyeballs.
Yeah, this thing. I would suggest Grunt be at the back, but Grunt can't see, so I'm going to have to go at the back.
So it's Alistair, Buckley, Shimmer, Grunt, Delmara.
You
Yeah,
okay with it?
I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
You can always put me in the back, because worst that happens is, somebody attacks me first, which is
There's
not
only,
a bad thing.
There's only half the party got dark vision, because we might as well actually get a torch out.
It's
Shimmer
only-
does not
It's
have
all-
dark. Shimmer does not have dark vision. Buckley does not have dark vision. Grunt does not have dark
So we should
vision.
probably
It's
get
only
a
two.
torch out. We're in the minority. We need people to be able to see.
That's true. I'm just more concerned about other things that
I know.
will see the light.
I know, but if
Oh wait,
a lot of
I
things.
pull out my sunblade.
Are you still attuned to it?
Yes, actually.
Okay.
A lot of things that are evolved to live underground can see without light. They see via other means.
That's true.
And if they attack us, our teammate needs to be able to see.
Well, let's at least have a lot of light then.
Okay, so the sunblade is lit out, and what stage of it do you have it on?
I will have it at light is sunlight.
It's the equivalent of sunlight. It is not like a vampire goes, fuck that! It is treated as if it is sunlight.
That's important because things down here have sunlight sensitivity.
Yeah.
So yeah, it emanates a 15-foot radius, or bright light for a 15-foot, and then dim light for an additional 15. While the bright light persists, you can use an action to expand or reduce its radius of bright and dim light by 5 feet up to a max of 30.
Are you telling me your sword has a dimmer switch?
Yes! Yeah, it literally does. Okay, guys, what kind of brightness we thinking? About there,
I'll just say this now as well. The tunnel that leads to where you are, it really only has space for like one person to really be there. Another person can get past them, but it's like, if anyone wants to try and stop you, it's going to make it very difficult. So it is essentially, just a 5-foot passage. Like, you guys are limited in your passage.
Cool.
Does anyone have torches or lanterns or anything? Because Grunt doesn't.
I cast light on Grunt.
That'll do it.
Just beaming out my face? Yeah, sure.
We always said she was a ray of sunshine.
You can cast it on her back if you want it. And then it's not too bright for her.
I'd probably cast it on like her chest or something like that. Or
Cast it on the front of her shield too.
Uh,
By the way, that shield is going to be a bitch for anything that wants to try and pick a fight with you guys. Because you can just put it up, and it's essentially stone wall that's reinforced.
That's true. In that case, do you actually want to go at the back?
Yeah, Grunt. At the back. The shield on your back, just...
At the back with the shield up.
Okay.
And anything that wants to... Because bear in mind, when you're walking with it, like, you do need to, like, hold it to, like... You have to have it strapped onto your arm to, like, pass with it, because there's points where it gets too thin, and you'll have to, like... You have to squeeze it through... Like, travel through here is not quick.
No.
Yeah.
The aim is to be quick.
Grunt's not typically used to.
I need. What I say.
I need to say this. Casting it on Grunt's chest, would that be headlight?
No, if it was on your forehead, it'd be headlight. Da 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 da.
So Grunt is now at the back.
Yes.
And I'm in front of her.
While the DM archives a bunch of shit so that he can make his way towards the page he needs. Because moving the player thing is a birch.
I suppose
Yeah,
you should
it
start trying to track for Drow or Duergar.
Okay, something you've not done. So, if you want to try to lead your peoples through this expanse, I will require a survival check. There'll be no advantages. There'll be nothing like that. You're not in your favorite place now, mother.
I don't have a favourite place anymore.
Yes, but this is a place you are not familiar with. Naturally, you're quite adept, but...
While tracking other creatures, you also learn their exact number, their sizes, and how long ago they passed through the area, if I'm successful.
If you are
survival!
14.
Wow.
That was a pretty low
roll
roll.
the 3.
That was a really low roll for you.
So, this very hard, solid, it's cold stone to all sides. There isn't much of a a dirt to the ground. So like there isn't really any indication of like footpaths or anything like that. There's a few stalagmites or stalactites, excuse me, that are just like about this walkway is maybe 10 foot high, but it's only like 5 foot wide. And there's like a few stalagmites that are hanging down, and you can see just droplets of water, little puddles that have just developed over time. What the fuck is this?
Okay.
So you continue moving around, and you don't really see. You don't have any much indication of like, oh, this is a very evident path here. There are no real markings or anything as such. And as you're like navigating, like you're quite curious and like say, oh, I want to see, just in case something, does. Oh, man, this is a son of a bitch to move you guys to. Right, real quick, give me a sec. I have a map here that I want to use. To make sure this is the map that I want to use. Is it? Don't you do to me. I'll do to you. Oh, that's a bitch for some reason. I'm getting this really weird error. Let me just reload my Roll20 real quick. Basically, you know where like you have the if any of you guys have DM'd on it, you know that like say there's the page toolbar. The page toolbar was directly above the scroller for like increasing or minimizing the size or something. So I was like, how the fuck do I see where I need to go? Okay, real quick, I need to check. Which fuck. Should have been right there. Okay, so it's that one I'm on. Just give us a sec, folks. I'm just going to move this map because I have a lot of maps. I have used my excuses on birthdays to buy many maps. So I now have many maps.
Well done.
So if I move you guys here, if you zoom out as much as you can, you should see yourselves down at the bottom left, like bottom left of the map. You should see nothing else but that. Oh wait, hang on a sec.
Darkness.
Hang on a sec. Aha! You are a paid for thing, so you are a dumbass with dynamic lighting. Fuck that.
Ah, look, it is a perfect map of the Underdark.
Okay, so dynamic lighting has been turned off. Do you?
Nope, still nothing.
I see it.
I see things.
Yeah.
Down at the bottom left.
I still see
I
nothing.
don't. I might reload.
Sorry.
Reload just to see real quick, folks.
Please stand by.
We have Deviant. Okay, so if you guys scroll down, yeah, it's quite a ways down. If you scroll all the way down, you should see yourselves. Yeah.
It's still nothing at the moment.
Okay. Well, it's very far down. I wish there was a way. I know it's. If there is, I don't know it. I wish there was a way, like you could just like say focus everyone's camera to a particular position on the map.
I got it. I see me.
Yeah, you see you. You see them.
I see a bit ahead, but not too far.
Okay, and you guys are continuing your traverses in.
Aha, I see things now.
I feel sorry for anything that tries to fight us in a one-on-one tunnel. Getting past Grunt would just be a bit.
Unless it's something that everyone else needs to get past Grunt to fight, because she might be incapacitated.
I'm
It's
ready.
true.
You're facing the wrong way.
I'm checking for you guys.
Don't worry, I know exactly where to lead you.
It's Das's
Out.
favourite tool!
Oh my god. Alistair.
So then, you guys are making your way as you traverse deeper into the Underdark, leaving the world above. We are going to end this session. Next week, you will begin the Underdark.
Oh god.
I fucking hate the Underdark!
It's gonna be a literal dungeon crawl, guys.
Fucking hate the Underdark.
Sweet.
Yeah, give you guys
Zero
an idea Oh yeah, Zero would not help you guys here. Zero is causing shit in the Underdark. He would not help you.
That's true. Yeah, you don't.
I will
want
give
to
you
scare
guys.
the
I'll give you guys an idea. This is probably the largest map I've ever used.
Ooh.
It looks it.
Like if you like zoom out all the way, you see a teeny tiny bit.
Oh, and it's all scaled correctly as well.
Ooh.
Also, so real quick, the Sunblade is sunlight.
Yeah, it is treated as sunlight sensitivity. However, it doesn't like, oh look, sunlight vampire. It's like, it's more like, ah shit, me eyes.
Ooh, actually.
Yeah, for the purposes of vision, it upsets things like Drow as far as vision, but it doesn't.
Yeah,
actually
you have the
burn
perfect tool
vampires from
to
a
get everyone wanting to shoot your ass from 100 yards.
How big are you having the light at the moment, Naren?
It's just standard would be 15.
I'm not going to put dynamic lighting in, so don't worry.
Nah, you can use
Yeah.
auras though. There you go. So that's not too bad actually. Yeah, that's the 15-foot aura.
I feel like that's diameter.
I don't know. It just
Because that's not 15.
asks for a number. 15 feet.
Yeah,
15
that's-
feet.
Okay.
So,
if I put it up to 30, let's
because
see.
it is radius.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is like, it's counting the 5 feet that's within Buckley as well.
Yeah.
So always go an extra 5.
It is just double. There you go. I put 30 in, and that's gone 15.
Yeah, it takes it as a diameter, not as a radius.
Yeah.
So.
So there you go. So
Cool.
it is big enough to encompass the party.
So folks,
And then I can actually increase it to then 30.
which would then be...
60.
Whoop. Yeah, you
Yeah,
put in...
of the
50
bright
there.
light, and then it's another 30 feet of
So,
dim light.
So, because I've got 5 of you fuckers, how about I get 5d...
5d 100.
1 from each.
Okay.
Uh,
Right.
yeah.
No, wait,
Fast
they don't have
roll.
100 on there.
100.
Roll 1.
85? Shit.
Nice.
35.
37.
This is going to be. This is the number of mind flayers we're going to fight.
Shit!
Damn it!
Yeah, the first one is Mind Flayers, the next one is Drow, the
Then it's Durgar.
next one is Gar.
And then it's purple worms.
Yep. Fuck, 37 purple worms.
To be
might
fair,
run out of
Alistair would
fireballs.
probably have like a fucking wet dream fighting one of them. Just like getting swallowed and he just puts the blade up, like pins it to the wall. It keeps driving forward and keeps getting cut all the way down until it finds all the lovely...
It is a monstrosity.
It's a monstrosity which is known for having enormous amounts of gems and gold in its belly because it can't digest it.
We are in the home of the place of Grunt's worst matchup. Elephants would just chew her to pieces.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of things
Last
here
poison.
that are focused on poison and psychic damage.
Fucking hate the Underdark.
Poison doesn't bother her as much, but
It's
yeah.
full of awful
No, poison
stuff.
will affect you when it's like,
It
poison
will.
doesn't bother me much until it paralyzes you. Suddenly you care.
yeah, well, I don't have resistance or anything. But
Yeah, this is actually really the worst place
it's not
for
pretty
Grunt to
high
be.
con.
The Underdark is just the worst place, period. You don't need the rest of the sentence, it's just the worst place.
Sure.
Anything where you say, oh, my character's good against this type in the Underdark, there's another creature in the Underdark specifically designed to counter you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you a barbarian?
Or spell resistance.
I'ma eat your brain. Are you a wizard? I'ma overwhelm.
And we're gonna end
Anyway.
the stream there because that's a lovely note to end on. So we'll see you.
Oh, I didn't realize. The
Stream's still, yeah, the stream's still going, hadn't ended yet. So we'll see you guys probably next weekend for the awfulness that is the Underdark.
What is next week?
Bye.
Fucking hate you.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.